Tenía un papelito.
Hello, I think we're live. Oh,
We're live already.
hello. We are
Oh.
live. Hello, people. How are you? We're
Hey
here
guys.
today to talk about Bear With Me by Lucy Eden, and I'm here with Seal from the book Voyager. So, Seal, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi Paola. Thank you for inviting me to the book club. I've never been part of this, so I just wanted to thank you because it was really fun to be part of the Accidentally in Love book club and the October pick. So thank you. And yes, if you didn't know me, I am Sil. I You can find me on Twitter on my Twitter account, which is the Book Voyagers. I also recently, like 3 months ago, became a YouTuber. So
Mm-hmm.
now I'm also a booktuber. You can find me. Also, search the Book Voyagers. And that's it. I contribute for sites like Frolic and Book Riot, and I create fun listicles and fun book recommendations. And yeah, that's about it. I am Mexican. I live in Mexico, and I'm a fanatic of romance books, so love them with all my heart.
Yeah, if you're not following Seal, I don't know what you're doing. You're really missing out on good recommendations. And it's nonstop fun following Seal on Twitter, so you should definitely check her out. So today we're here to talk about Bear With Me, which is a paranormal slash shifter romance between an Instagram influencer who had a meltdown and a bear shifter who owns like a little like a cottage type of thing
Yeah,
in the mountains.
like a cabins.
Yeah. Yeah, cabins, exactly. And they meet because the our main character, the Instagram influencer, I think her name is Shelly, like that. I don't know if that's the correct way to pronounce the nickname, but she had a meltdown because her ex-boyfriend announced his engagement, and she was like, okay. And so she had a meltdown during New Year's Eve, and that really affected her image. And the her ex-boyfriend and her manager, I believe, suggest that she go to the mountain so that she can like cleanse. So, Seal, what did you think about Shelly and what she does and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think that it was very understandable that she went to the cabins to think about it because it it was like thrown at her this news that her ex-boyfriend he was engaged already, like maybe I don't know if it was like a few weeks after their breakup or like a days after their breakup, so it was really quickly, and she needed something to relax. And I'm glad that she went because now she has her all-time soulmate. So it was a
Yay.
win-win for everyone. Also, I think his name is Tanner, right? Tanner.
Yeah. Hmm.
He is her ex-boyfriend friend, so they know each other. So Charlie is a bit like thrown off at first that isn't that like against the bro code and stuff. So I'm glad like Tanner was like, no, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
real when it comes to fated mates.
yeah.
That was something that I found really, really sweet because I had never read like shifter romance or anything, so I didn't know how it would work in terms of how they would find their happily ever after. Um, so it was really, really sweet to see how it was like a, I mean, it reminded me of Twilight, but in a non-creepy way.
Yeah, I don't read shifter romance a lot either, and I don't know how I feel about the fated mate trope because sometimes I like it and sometimes I find it sweet because
Mhm.
they are like soulmates. Like if the universe has a say in this, like they are for each other. But then I'm like, yeah, but what if you don't like that person? And it's a bit like,
Hmm.
like what
Yeah,
what's the
yeah,
circumstances needs to be like different.
yeah, exactly. It's like the kind of like the chosen one trope, which is
Yeah.
like, okay, but why? Like, why do they have to do it? And in this case, it was like, okay, but why do they have to be together? And how are they going to be together if they don't really get along? Because it's
Mhm.
like a reluctant dislike to lovers type of things
Yeah.
in this book.
And I love that Lucy talk about this topic because I even wrote down the quote because I really love this quote. So it was like, Tanner tells Chelly at one point, like, yes, I want you to stay with me. I never want
Mm-hmm.
to let you out of my sight, but your life is different than mine. I wouldn't care about you if I expected you to give up what makes you happy. So I love that Tanner gives her a choice. Like, yeah, they're mates and maybe they will forever be together, but Tanner lets her know that if you don't want to live here with me, if you don't want to be with me, go. Like, I want you to be happy rather than you be unhappy with me. And sometimes shifter romance don't do that. Like, the heroes
Mm-hmm.
are very alpha
Mm-hmm.
and they want her to stay with them and live with them forever. And Tanner is definitely not like that. So I really enjoy that Lucy wrote him like this.
Yeah, yeah, that was really, really sweet because at in the beginning I didn't know how it would work. Again, it was my first shifter romance. So in the beginning I was like, okay, but how do they even start to like each other? How do they even, you know,
Mhm.
fall in love because they didn't like each other in the beginning.
Yeah, Tanner was very grumpy and he came off like he didn't like her. But at the end, he was like explaining that it's not because I didn't like you, it's because I knew you were my soulmate and that I couldn't have you. So, yes, sometimes it happens differently, but I'm glad that this didn't went in that way, that it was very dislikable. Like their
Hmm.
relationship wasn't that hate to love, so it was easy to go the other way of accepting that they are meant to be soulmates.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. Because it's not like I like that she gets to have a choice
Hmm.
about this, like you mentioned in the quote, and that was very nice to see. Also, in terms of them getting down to business, like them
Yeah, have
having
sex.
sex. Yeah, because she's like, no, but I want to do it, and he's like, but what if you don't like it or something like that?
Hmm.
Like he's worried that they're not going, that she's just going to be in it because of the sex or something. Like that's how I understood it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, yes. And it was a big deal for him. So he wanted her to be sure. And I'm glad that she took time to realize or to find out for herself if Tanner was her forever. And it was not like 2 days later and yay, I want to be with you. No, it took time because stuff,
Yeah.
thinking about stuff, real important stuff, takes time.
Hmm.
And yes, Shelley really thought about it, and she chose right.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Okay, so Sophia, hi Sophia, I love you.
Hi.
She said, I'm not the biggest fan of the fated mate trope. It's not something I look for in books, but I also won't stay away from a book just because it has that trope. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, same. Sometimes, yes, as I said before, like I usually don't tend to read them if it's explicitly said in the book synopsis or the blurb. But if they're written by my favorite authors, like I
Yeah.
trust them with my life. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give it a go. And I love Lucy's book and Brooks and Gryden. So I'm glad I did give it a chance because it's a really fun and sweet book, and it has a lot of very funny scenes and romantic moments. So it's for everyone, to be honest.
Yeah, I like that too. I like that it was funny as well. Um, yeah, it was a solid, cute book. Like I would recommend this to people who are
Mhm.
reluctant to go into like paranormal romance because it was a very
Yeah.
like smooth um sort of journey into understanding
Also,
what
I love. Oh,
being with
wait.
a shifter is. No, 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 go ahead.
I love that Shelly's friend, when she finds out,
Uh,
she's like, "Yeah, I kind of like everything can happen in the world and everything can be real." She was like so accepting of shifters living in the real world. Yeah, it has like funny parts, and I think Shelly's like, "What should I tell my manager? Like that I fell in love with a bear shifter and I want to live with him," and that was so funny.
yeah, I also love that aspect because this book it's really short. It's a novella and but it does a really good job at exploring like how different their lives are. You know,
Mhm.
like Tanner is very reserved and secluded and he's not a people person, and Shelley is the complete opposite.
Yeah, and but at the
Did
end,
you
I
like
love.
the
Oh,
setting?
the
Mm,
setting, yes.
sorry,
Also,
no, 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 go ahead and then you can say.
so okay. What was I gonna say? Oh, I love that by the end they complimented each other, or not really by the end, because we kind of hinted at the beginning, or you kind of get the hint that they're
Mm,
both of their lives are complemented also in their professional lives, so they can really work it
mhm.
out. So I love that part. And about the setting, I love the setting because I guess it's like a kind of cozy feeling, and it's starting the winter season, so it kind of fits right now.
Yeah,
But I usually don't go into the woods, or I don't like camping or anything like
yeah, no,
without.
me neither.
So I love Shelly, and she's like also in that type of she's also that type of, of person, and I love that she has a big guy to help her out.
Yeah, that was also really sweet because it looked like she didn't even know what she was going into. So it was funny to see her like struggle with the kind of clothes that she was wearing because sometimes she didn't have enough layers on, or the how she was setting up the like the props for her
Yeah.
sponsored post for her Instagram and stuff. That was super funny and super like cute to read. Yeah, I also love the setting. I like that feeling of like being on vacation and just having time for yourself and being secluded, and I don't know, like I thought it was cute.
Yes, me too. It was really cute, and I love that his cabin and her cabin were like close but not close. So he was always like right there, even thought she still felt secluded. So
Yeah,
it was a nice touch that he was still there if she needed any help.
yeah. And what did you think about like that scene where she wanders off because she wants to talk on the phone
Where
with the
when she,
mountain.
yeah, when she gets attacked by the mountain lion. I get that was kind of scary because the mountain lion wasn't a shifter, so it was like it was a real lion. So I always like see you always see pictures of animals and things that's so cute and stuff like that, but then you know they're dangerous in real life, you know. So yes, that was kind of scary, and I wouldn't recommend you to do it. Anyone do it, but as perfect as Tanner is and his hero persona, he gets to save the girl, and he gets a little bruised up and stuff. But I love heroes who get bruised up. I don't know if that's a kind of thing that people like, but yes, I love heroes getting all bruised up and not kind of bleeding, but like getting
Yeah,
getting a few
yeah,
cuts.
yeah. Yeah, that was very intense because as I was reading that she was walking around looking for
I
like
know.
a bar of
Yeah,
service, I was like, "Oh my God, you're going to get lost." I'm
because
very scared.
something is going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm so glad that nothing happened. Like the thing that
Yeah,
happened to him. And that's something that I didn't really get, to be honest. Like I don't like the like he just heals really fast.
easily. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also she know I don't I think like she her he beat
Uh,
her at one point and that healed really fast, but everything
mhm,
else didn't. I'm not sure. Like it's a novella, I get that we don't get like a very intense or very deep world building because I don't expect that in a novella. But yeah, that was kind of confusing.
yeah. Yeah. And so what did you think about their relationship with each other? Like you already talked about how good they complement each other, but do you want to say anything else?
Mm, I don't know. I love I really like that it was reluctant, just like he was attracted to her. It was obvious, and she was also attracted to him. But still, she felt like it was too soon after her ex boyfriend. But I love that he didn't pressure her. It was very natural and organic, this relationship, how it
Mhm.
went from their first meeting to how they finally like tell each other how they feel.
Mhm.
And I love like he is a very soft hero. I think
Yeah.
I don't think he's alpha. I think he's like a kind of beta hero.
Mhm.
So he's like those type of heroes that kiss the ground the heroine walks on. So I love those heroes because we don't get them often, but when we get them, they're super sweet.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I like that when he was explaining to Shelly, like, no, we're destined to be together. And she's like, but why did you like hate me in the beginning? And he was like, no, I didn't hate you. It's just that you're so different from me and who I am and what I do that I never thought we could fit like that, which is which is another interesting part about the fated mates trope.
Yeah, I I don't like when people say like we're too different, we don't feed, we shouldn't be in a
Mhm.
relationship. Like that's so unrealistic because every person is different. So I'm like, should I date my clone or what? Like everyone's different, so I expect that. But some
Mhm.
people are like, we're too different, we shouldn't be together, and I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Like there are weird excuses
Hmm.
to not date someone in some romance books, and I'm like, okay,
I
can we
think
move on?
it was an excuse for him because I think he was scared that
Mhm.
he will get invested and she will leave. So that was his excuse. Like, we're too different. I'm a bird shifter. But she was so accepting and ready to move out at the first second. I love that. Like, I love when we get a
Mhm.
relationship so committed to each other.
Mhm. Yeah, me too. And speaking of like well fits and relationships and stuff, what did you think about the grandma
Oh
story?
yeah, I didn't expect that. Although, yeah, when she first said that she told Shelly stories, I didn't pay attention to it until
Mm.
the second time when she's like, "Yeah, maybe your grandma knows something," and I was like, "Oh, that's why she knows." So yeah, when her grandma told Shelly about her little love story, I was really invested. I wanted her to be happy too, and I'm glad that we kind of get that, right?
Mhm.
Or was it an open ending? Or we kind of get that.
Yeah, I think we kind of did. Yeah.
So it was really sweet because her grandma deserved it. I love it.
Yeah, she was really. I again what you said about the grandma telling her stories. Like I wasn't paying attention to that either until later, and I was like, oh, okay, that's really nice. Yeah, and he was a wolf shifter or something.
I think it was a wolf shifter, yeah.
Yeah,
It
that
was a
was
really
really
like
nice.
forbidden romance, Romeo and
Yeah.
Juliet. Like it was another story, and Lucy could write that story, and then we get like a final, like a little novella of her grandma with the other guy, and then a reunion, and then get a little bit of Shelley and maybe Tanner in the future with her grandma and the other guy.
Yes, agreed. Agreed. I would totally read
Yeah,
a
me
book like
too.
that. I love the angst of it all. Like that sounds really torturous and good. Like torturous in a good way.
Yes.
Do you want to add anything else? Because I think we kind of covered it.
I also really like Tanner's relationship with his mom, and then in the epilogue when she also um gets to have a relationship with Shelly, because obviously, like, I don't know if I should tell it or is it a spoiler, or we're gonna book in a book
Yeah.
chat. So
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, Shelly gets pregnant in the epilogue, and obviously she doesn't know how to deliver a bird cup.
Mm.
So I'm happy that his mom is part of this process, or is part of their lives, and that she welcomes a new member to their little family. That's super sweet because their families are very small, and Shelly doesn't really have a family aside from her grandma because her mom is really toxic
Mm-hmm.
and problematic. So I'm glad that Shelly got that little family of hers, her family
Mm-hmm.
with Tanner and her mom and her grandma coming to visit like every single day. I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I like that too. Because, yeah, as you said, her mom was really, really rough on her, to say the very least. I also appreciated that little, like, bisexual representation with
Oh
Shelley,
yeah.
because that's also part of why her mom is nasty to her.
Mhm.
She's biphobic. Um, so I really appreciated um, that Shelley knew who she was and that she stood her ground. And I was really happy to see that she ended up with a family of her own, being happy. That was super, super sweet. I
Yeah.
always love my romances like that.
Yes, I love that too.
Okay, so I think we covered it. Does anyone else have anything to add? Did you like the book? Did you not like the book? Has anyone entered the giveaway? I've seen a couple of comments on it. But there's still time. I think I put the end to it for next week, so there's still time to enter the giveaway.
Yeah, everyone should enter because it's such a fun giveaway, and the prizes are unreal. Like, you get, if you're in the US, you get a paperback of this book, and it has the new cover. Like, Lucy is going to release a new cover for the paperback, and I don't know if you've seen it. It's in the giveaway tweet. It's really cute and illustrated, and I love Lucy's illustrator. She constantly commissions from the same illustrator, so it really fits all her books. Like, they have the same aesthetic and like color palette and stuff, and you get like a lot of swag. And Lucy does the best swag. I don't know if you all seen it, but she does stickers, she does bookmarks, she does like postcards, and it's wonderful. Like, her swag packs are amazing.
Yeah, and if you are international, you get a digital copy of the book and a $10 gift card for Amazon, which is like gold if you're into romance. Like every single romance
Yeah.
book is under $10. So you can buy at least two, maybe three, or maybe even 10 if you go for the 99 cents ones.
Yeah, there's a lot of sales, and right now there's a lot of sales like constantly going up on Twitter. So there are a lot of books, especially the 99 cents books right now.
Yeah, so definitely check out the giveaway. It's it's in the Accidentally in Love Twitter, so check that out. I think the link is down below. I also left Sil's links down below so that you can go and follow her and subscribe to her. As I said, like if you're not following Seal, you're doing something wrong, especially if you're into romance. And her videos have been incredible. So I
Oh,
am so happy that you agreed to do this and that you know,
oh,
it was so
thank
fun.
you, thank you for asking me. It was so great. I just said I've never taken part of a book club because I'm a mood reader, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I go with my mood, and sometimes I can't do body reads or read a tons
Mm-hmm.
because what if I'm not feeling that book at the moment? So I usually don't enter them. But
Mm-hmm.
I love you, and you asked me, so I said, oh yes, and I wanted to read this book also, so I took the opportunity
Aw.
to read it with everyone and you. So it was really fun to be part of this. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much because I was so excited about like my first paranormal romance and it was so much fun. So much fun. Thank you, Sophia, for your lovely comment. I love that
Thank
you
you.
always interact when you watch the live show. Thank you everyone else for watching. And the next live show will be somewhere in December, probably also the 8th. I don't know. I haven't checked the calendar and I haven't even set a date with Brody, so I'm just talking out of my mouth in but we are reading Heartbeat Braves by Pamela Sanderson, and we are reading it with Brody in time for Indigathon, which is a readathon that takes place all month of November, and it's dedicated to reading native slash indigenous stories. So definitely check that out, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.